5 ugly and very harsh truths about the Jiah Khan case and other abetment of suicide cases in India. Jiah Khan committed suicide in June of 2013, and finally in April of 2023, almost after a period of 10 years, the courts find the main accused person, Suraj Pancholi, her then boyfriend, to be innocent of the charge of abetment of suicide, punishable under section 306 of the Indian Penal Code. Now, these are 5 ugly truths about the system, about the criminal justice system, and also about abetment of suicide cases in India. The first one: you can be arrested, spend months in jail, and then years in trial if you are accused of abetment of suicide. Even if there is no proof against you, even if you have proof showing your innocence, even then FIR will be registered. The moment a woman dies, the husband and the boyfriend becomes a prime suspect and is immediately arrested on most occasions. Getting anticipatory bail is also very difficult, and you will spend a couple of maybe weeks, months, maybe a year or two in jail. You come out and then you face several years in trial with the sword of maybe a conviction or maybe an acquittal hanging over your head for, like in this case, even a decade. In fact, I started my career in law 2 months after Jiah Khan committed suicide in July of 2013. And since then, I myself have discussed the case of approximately 100 or so abetment of suicide cases where a woman committed suicide and either her husband or her boyfriend went to jail. And I've read about 2,000 or 3,000 judgments on abetment of suicide, and I've seen how when a woman dies, it is very easy, very convenient for anyone to point a finger, and then a husband or a boyfriend or sometimes even a friend goes to jail. Second, you may wonder, is it really that bad once you get bail and then you're facing trial, and if you are found to be innocent, you get an acquittal? What's the big deal? You're out of prison at least. Well, even if you are out on bail, there are several challenges that you face as an accused person when you are facing, for that matter, any other case, but even in these kind of cases. Suraj Pancholi was in jail for about a month, that's what news reports say. He then gets bail from the Bombay High Court, and then also there are several conditions attached, as is the norm. You will surrender your passport, you will report to the police officer investigating the matter once a week till the completion of the investigation. You will seek permission from the court every single time you want to go abroad, and when you seek permission, it's a complete nightmare. You have to give an application. The court orders you to deposit some sort of a high, fixed deposit amount or something to confirm, to show that you will definitely be back in India to face your trial. The stigma that is attached, the declaration that you need to give, passports are issued for a limited amount of time, not the complete 10-year period, because that's a provision that is allowed to the officers of the Regional Passport Authority Office under the Passports Act. You have to go and apply for permission to get a passport from the magistrate court as well when you're applying for a passport in the RPO if there's a criminal case against you. Whenever you're applying for a visa, any job, anywhere, anything at all, you have to give this declaration, which casts this huge aspersion upon you. Oh, this man seems to be a criminal. Lawyer's fees, all of these other challenges that you face, it is a complete nightmare. Things are always bad for you once the criminal justice system is set in motion against you, and especially so in a case like this one. The third ugly truth: it would not be the same situation if it was the other way around. If a man committed suicide and a woman was to be blamed, the fingers clearly point to her and there is concrete proof to show that she is the perpetrator, do you think she would spend time in jail? I will tell you, statistically speaking, abetment of suicide situations, when there is clear proof and you can see as clear as daylight that this person is responsible, even then, majority of the times, I would say approximately 99 out of 100 times, the woman does not go to jail. I have consulted a couple of dozen people. I have a few clients. People have lost their lives. And when I say people, I specifically mean men in this particular situation. Men lose their lives. The girlfriend or the wife or the bahu, the daughter-in-law, is to blame. And even then, the woman does not face a single day in jail. I have a client whose son committed suicide at the age of 17. Few hours prior to him committing suicide, girls went on Instagram and clearly lied about an attempt to rape happening upon one of these girls. A bunch of other girls come in together and make that post go viral. There is found a group of these girls conspiring to make life hell for this boy so that we can have a little fun. Yet neither of any of these perpetrator girls see a single day in jail. It's been several years of the incident having taken place, and that is the case that I am representing the complainant and his search for justice for his son. And till now, we've not seen any success so far. The fourth ugly truth in this country: now that the allegations against you have been proved to be false, will the false complainant now face jail time? And who is the false complainant over here? You see, every time a person dies in these kind of situations, it is not that the police are very happy to immediately by themselves register a case of abetment of suicide, it's always a relative, a friend, some other person with a vested motive who wants the boyfriend or the husband to go to jail. Even in this case, apparently from reports, I cannot say it with 100% certainty, it seems to be that the mother of the deceased lady was the one who agitated the whole issue in the beginning, who kept pushing the matter. And of course, I'm not here to say that in appeal, if she files them, the man may be found to be guilty. But over here, at least we have a person who is pushing the case forward. The police don't want to do that by themselves. And in this particular situation, even if the allegations are found to be completely false, completely fabricated, does the false accuser now go to jail? In these kind of cases, when it's the relative friends of the deceased person, and even in other kind of cases where the person themselves have portrayed themselves to be a victim and they're alive of maybe a sexual offense or some other sort of offense, do they go to jail? In this country, unfortunately, when you are a man and you face false allegations, again, statistically speaking, not even 99 out of 100, I would say maybe 1 out of 10,000 times, there will be a possibility that the lady who has falsely accused a man of ABC offense will actually go to jail. In this particular situation, a relative, male or female, of a person falsely accused of abetment of suicide of a woman will go to jail. I did the Sarabjit Singh, gathered quite a bit of controversy, this case a couple of years ago. It's been several years since we've got an acquittal. The court came to a conclusion that yes, there was not enough proof to sustain a conviction. We then filed applications, we filed civil suit. That civil suit is still going on. We filed criminal complaint against the lady saying that charges of malicious prosecution and perjury should be initiated against the lady. The trial court, which passed the order of acquittal, refused to entertain us. The Honorable Delhi High Court refused to entertain us. And now we're approaching the Honorable Supreme Court to get some semblance of justice. And I must confess, I feel the chances are slim. And why so? Because in India, it is so absurd that even if you get an acquittal and you say, now I want justice, I want the false accuser to go to jail, face justice, something must take place. What do you have to do? You have to prove that not just that, oh, because of the finding of no proof beyond reasonable doubt, that's why I went to acquittal. It is not enough. You need to also prove that the allegations were completely false. Second, you need to prove that these allegations were made with a malicious intent. And I ask you people, how do you exactly go into and reach out into the mind of the false accuser and come to a conclusion that, oh, these completely false allegations were made with a malicious, bad intent in order to make this innocent, now accused person suffer? And third, even more absurd, is the requirement that the court should also feel that this proceeding of perjury, malicious prosecution against the false accuser is in public interest. Now again, public interest, where you establish that the allegations were completely false and that they were made with a malicious intent. How do you prove any of these things? It is a complete absurdity and a complete nightmare. 1 out of 10,000 times, the false accuser will see any jail time for making completely, clearly false accusations. The fifth ugly truth about these kind of cases is that when you are falsely accused of an offense, immediately the two magic words are used: grave allegations. It does not matter if there is no proof against you. It does not matter if you have concrete proof showing your innocence. Courts want to impinge upon your liberty, want to keep you in jail. The police, of course, arrest you. The judges who have the power to grant you bail deny it because they say, oh, the allegations are grave, the investigation is still at the initial stage, we need the custody of this accused person. However, once the investigation is actually complete, the proof is actually collected by the police and a charge sheet filed before the court, suddenly a U-turn happens. And the court now, after years of adjourned, issue notice, issue summons, etc., now when there is a huge big file and there is a huge pile of evidence, courts of law say, rather than going through painstaking effort to figure out whether this person is guilty or not, after going through maybe hundreds minimum and sometimes even thousands of pages of allegations and evidence, it's far better to use this time the magic words proof beyond reasonable doubt, and much more often than not go for an order of, just pass it, an order of acquittal. What does this tell us? The criminal justice system is very lazy and it works on its own incentives. The Jiah Khan case is not a one-off exception where as a man you go to jail, you face several years of trial, and then when you're found innocent, there is no silver lining, there is no benefit, there is no semblance of justice in seeing the opposite person, the false accuser, face any sort of repercussions. Nothing at all. And this is not just this one case. There are thousands of such cases taking place in police stations and in courtrooms across the country every single day. India is no country for men.